Honourable Hiki-Parata.
Mr Speaker, it's really rather sad and depressing that the opposition uses this general debate in this House of Parliament at a really sad attempt of comedic performance. What we have in this country is the leadership of a Prime Minister who has focused on what is important to New Zealanders. The families, the hard-working families up and down this country who under this government have seen and felt the ambition of this Prime Minister and this caucus. We have been committed to what really counts. How do we help families to get the best access to health? How do we ensure that those who have been victims of crime get the support that they need? How do we ensure that the police are policing our communities and providing for the kind of safety that New Zealanders expect? How do we ensure that in education every young person gets the opportunity of the best possible pathway in life? That's what this government is focused on, and that's what this Prime Minister has provided leadership of over the past 6 years and will continue to do in the future. And I am proud to serve in this government on an agenda of this kind of substance. Mr Speaker, in education, parents want the best for their kids, and this government is determined to provide an education system that is nimble, is responsive, is modern, because we know that a good quality education is a passport to a stronger future. And the carping of the opposition demonstrates that they don't understand that. They want to talk about failures of the past while we focus on how do we deliver to now and into the future. And what we see is that young people are starting earlier in our education system, staying longer and leaving better qualified. And one of the key focuses we've had in terms of our education system is how do we ensure that their parents, their families, their whānau, their ainga are well informed about what makes the difference for a good education. And we've done that in real, practical and meaningful ways. First and foremost, the evidence is that we have put the most ever into the education vote of any government ever. We are over $10 billion. In early childhood, we've doubled the amount that the opposition were committed to when they were in government. We're at nearly $1.6 billion and almost 98% participation, because we know that kids who start behind too often stay behind, and we are intolerant of that. We want every child and their family to get the best possible start in life, and that's why we've invested so heavily into early childhood education. We are the government that are prepared to be transparent and accountable. And my colleague sitting beside me, Minister Tolley, when she was Minister of Education, introduced national standards. And in 2012, we started reporting, or at least requiring schools to report every 6 months to parents. Since then, we've gone on to build a public achievement information framework, which makes data available in real time on what's actually happening in every school across this country, so that parents can partner with the hard-working teachers and principals of the schools in which their children are attending to ensure that they are getting the lift that they need and deserve. In terms of NCEA, we've built pathways through into the sectors that make the most difference in our economy, and we've built trades academies and youth guarantee initiatives that help these kids to get the best education possible. We've held public meetings and community meetings so that parents and whānau can come along and learn about National Certificate of Educational Achievement. We've done this in the Wairarapa as we have done it in every other part of the country. We've worked with ERO to ensure that parents get the questions that they can ask of their teachers. And yes, Whangaruru, as the recent member for Northland, suddenly taking an interest in education, yes, they have had difficulties, but this government hasn't resolved from tackling difficulties. And actually, we don't consider it a failure, we consider it a challenge, and we'll continue to work on that. We've established a parent portal on the Network for Learning so parents can have available to them in real time meaningful, useful and accessible information. We've been looking to encourage more and more schools to provide e-profiles, and for the member from Northland, generationally in the 21st century, it means that parents in real time can go onto this thing called the social media and find out what is happening with their kids, how can they work with them, how can they understand what their kids need in order to get a better education? So the member can moan on and whinge on, but actually what Northern needs is a better education system, and this government's going to deliver it.
Members' time has expired.